It's cold in here.
And we are live. Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Simply Spooky with Viv and myself, Dan. And this evening, we're going to talk about experiments. We picked a different topic each week. I think last week was animals, wasn't it, Viv? It was spirit animals.
Yeah,
and, or animals in spirit.
We talk about everything.
We just ramble. We ramble. You know us by now. We just ramble. We're good at rambling. So, yeah. So, how's your week been? Has your week been good so far? Mind you, it's only Tuesday, but bear in mind.
Well, I fell downstairs at the weekend and
you did a
damaged
me, didn't
a few.
You?
I did a U. I did do a U. I couldn't help myself. I'm just going to share this out, Dan, while we're chatting to ourselves.
So we decided that we talk about experiments this week. Viv's got a particular piece of video footage and audio footage, which is absolutely fantastic. It's an experiment that she carried out.
Hang on.
I can hear myself.
Yeah, I've got a new phone, Dan.
Fantastic. It's an experiment.
I don't know how to work stuff. You know me.
It's all right. Don't worry. We're the same. Me and Viv we're technophobes, really. We're not too sure with the old technologies. It's certainly leaving me standing. Viv's better at it than I am, but it leaves me standing. So, yeah. So we just thought we'd talk about different bits and bobs and experiments dating back to the early days when some of the foremost ghost hunters. Hiya, Chantel. Hope you're doing well.
Hi,
Lovely
Chantel.
to see you in the chat. Yeah, some of the first and foremost ghost hunters of our, I suppose, times would have implemented these experiments, and also some of the things that they used to do. I'd like to speak about. Hiya, Jacqueline. Hope you're good.
Hi, Jacqueline.
About some of the ways that they stopped the inhibition, or they stopped the they cut down on noise, and it helped them. It helped them carry out their experiments in a way that they weren't disturbed by their own footsteps. And I will explain to you how Harry Price, the wonderful and great Harry Price, did that. And a little trick that he had that I employed myself, and it worked really, really well. So I think Viv's shearing at the minute. Viv's shearing at the minute.
I'm choking at the minute.
Oh, I'd also like to say a big thank you to everybody out there. Chantel, Jacqueline, thank you very much for the birthday wishes. Much appreciated. Very kind of you, as it was with everybody else that sent them in. Thank you very, very much. It made me very happy. Oh, thank you, Chantel. Thank you.
Do you know what, Dan?
You get spoiled. Yeah.
Do you know what, Dan? It's another year closer to death.
Wow. I always say. And further away from that walk.
Not being able to walk.
Yeah,
it's a year closer to your old people's home.
It's a year closer to finding out what's behind the curtain.
Just move the curtain and have a look behind it.
Just move the curtain, or ask, which is what we normally do. So, yeah, well, I had a very good one. Thank you, Jacqueline. Yeah. Go on then. Oh, how true that is, Chantel. Gramps indeed. So somebody, I've gone from.
That's a really bad heart, isn't it?
That is a bad heart. They wouldn't even exchange that one. So I've gone from Pugsley now to Grandpa. What is it? Grandpa Munster.
Grandpa Munster, Pugsley, Grandpa Munster. Hi there. I don't know who that is at things.
It's one of our lot.
It's one of our lot. Yeah,
so
it could be Mary.
That route now.
Could be
just
Mary.
To talk about back at you, Viv, says Chantel. So I was going to talk about or start with some of the things that a big hero of mine was Harry Price, as you probably know, and he was one of the first and foremost ghost hunters. He was not a self-publicist, but he was publicised very, very a lot. He was publicised a lot, and he appeared in lots of publications and lots of papers of the day.
Hi,
Yone. And one of the things that he used to do that I used myself was when he used to do an investigation and he would set up experiments. Some of the experiments that he used, I still use today, and I find them very, very, they're practical and they work really well. One is bells on string. Tiny little bells on string. And you don't see it anymore. And another one that he used to do, which a lot of the old ghost hunters did, and I used to use it in the early days, and I don't use it anymore. I don't know why, just kind of stopped using it. I would bring black paper with me, And what I would do is I would spread talcum powder over it. And if there was a walkway that a spirit was said to walk through, then the talcum powder, hopefully you would get some sort of disturbance in it, maybe some footprints and stuff like that. But another thing that you used to do...
Did you ever try that one, Dan?
I tried it lots. I used to do it lots.
Did you ever get any disturbance?
Well, once I got a disturbance, and it wasn't. We heard some footsteps, so we ran out to where the footsteps had come from. Luckily enough, it was where they said this apparition had kind of channeled itself. It walked up and down, and yeah, exactly, Chantal. It is the talcum powder, and there was a smudge there. But to be honest, thinking about it, what was that?
Oh, that's my phone. I don't understand it. It's a new phone. I don't know how to use it. Got no clue, so don't ask me.
But to be honest, and to think of it, sounds over me. To be honest, and thinking about it, where we put it, we didn't realise there was a gap, and so there was a breeze coming through. So it could have been the breeze that blew the talc. So you can't use that. There was no actual footprint there.
What else did he use? What else did he use, Dan?
Well, he used loads of stuff, but the one thing that I applied and I used, and I thought this is good, this is really good. If you go into a house that's got floorboards and they're creaky and what have you, the best way to get about it is to take a pair of slippers with you.
Yes, yes.
And also put some shoe covers, like them soft shoe covers that you can put over your shoes.
Yeah,
when people have new carpet,
like forensics.
Like forensics, yeah. Because what it does, you can hear activity and you can move towards it. Now, it isn't so much that they can't hear you coming, but it means that you can hear it every step of the way. The closer you get, you can hear it. So the sound is not actually, your footsteps are not actually annoying you. And if it is somebody in material, as it were, somebody that's living, then you can catch them in the act because they can't clearly hear you coming. So there's lots and lots of...
Yeah, she's saying balloons on a string,
Balloons on a string, yeah. There's lots.
Hi, Gary. Thank you for that.
Hiya, Gary. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of.
Oh, no, he likes your accent. It's common as muck.
His accent's common as anything.
He is as common as muck, not like me.
Common as muck, I am. I was dragged up.
Hi, Von.
Hi, Von. Hope you're good. Yeah, it's a lot better, thank you. So those were just a couple of the experiments and a couple of the tactics that he employed. Yeah, good old barefoot, exactly. Barefoot, bareback. I think that's what it is, isn't
it? Depends in what context.
I'll be watching the dirty films again.
Dan. So what else? So Harry, let's get back to Harry. So what else was Harry Price using? I mean, the bells. I completely forget your cat balls. You want a string of bells.
String of bells.
Yeah.
I've seen people using them I say recently, in the last 15, 20 years, I've seen a couple of people use them, but they're using them wrong. Rather than put them down low, they stick them up high. And of course, up high, you can catch all sorts of breeze going through and what have you.
Yeah.
Which if you have them low, you can avoid that. You can get below, providing you've done your research and you've checked out for breezes, like we did with that black pearl paper.
Do you know what, Dan?
It is what called the check himself.
Do you know what, Dan? Do you know what? I'm just as bad as Dan. Seriously. There's a famous picture on the Striking Midnight. I'm just going to throw this out there. There's a famous picture on the Striking Midnight page, and if you go there, you'll see me and Dan dressed up as court jester fools with the hats with the bells on them. And that was me and Dan. What was I saying now? I was going to say about the old ways. People all want these big flashy lights and all that sort, and they're paying about £15-20 for these cat balls.
I know.
That you can buy for £1.
I know. Do you know another thing that I used to employ as well? And I had one particular piece of activity on it which proved well, and that was old school. What's that? Oh, was that? Oh, there's somebody.
So yeah, my COVID man's on the door. He wants my blood. He's going to have to come back.
I forgot what I was saying. What was it? I was talking about I derailed myself there, my train of thought. I forgot what I was saying now. I was saying something. What was I saying? Anybody remind me?
I can't remember. I was half listening to the COVID man.
Oh, bless you. Chantel says there's a big difference between. Hang on, let me put it up.
No, we are. Trust us, we are.
I'm so far from common, Chantel, that I'm knocking on the door of it. I've gone the other way round now. Experiments. We talk about experiments. Well, oh yeah, the one that I used, which I had good results with on a particular investigation, with all things.
Yeah.
With all,
that's right, Von.
Yeah. With all things, and it was at a ex-teacher's house, and she died there. Was a chalkboard, a black piece of black slate, and a bit of chalk. Now, we didn't get any writing on it, but we got weird marks.
Gary's 100% right about doing your research first and knowing where to put your equipment.
And where you put your balls.
Yeah. Yeah, your chocolate salty balls or whatever you want to call them.
See, that's the problem, though, Gary. I never did research on where I put my balls, and spent a lot of time on the doctors.
And you ended up with the kids.
Magic cream. Ended up with the kids. Magic cream.
Oh, dear.
So yeah, so there was lots of those experiments in the early days, wasn't there? There was lots of, and I also like a lot of the earlier voice. I like a lot of the earlier voice recording equipment, the analog stuff, and I've still got some of that I refuse to get rid of.
But you know what, Dan?
That comes into its own.
There's something to say about having that magnetic tape. It records, and the playback is very different to digital.
Definitely.
You can get interference with digital, and people can misinterpret that, you know, oh, I can hear running water. Well, that's the white noise in the background, you know.
Precisely,
like that.
Precisely.
So the analog tapes and the reel-to-reel, if you've got a reel-to-reel, I mean, Norman, he sold his. I wasn't quick enough. He had this tremendous reel-to-reel tape that you could tape over. Yeah, the old stuff, I think it's got a lot to say for itself. And even the old cine camera. Do you remember the old cine cameras?
Yeah.
Very hard to fake.
Yeah. And that's the thing, isn't it? I think the thing is, people have said to me over the years, why has evidence become that much harder to obtain now than it used to years ago? Were they faking? And it was no, they were using analog stuff. We use a lot of stuff now that the requirement is on the technological side of it, and it's you know, the further in advancement you get with the equipment, the further away you get. I mean, I do think that you find some quite unusual anomalies with a lot of this technical stuff.
Shall I play my telephone to the dead?
Yeah, explain to them what you did, Viv. Explain to them how you because.
Well, you know, you go on these ghost hunts, and you're always told to put your phone on flight mode. And when I was told, this is Paul Rook, he's a good friend of ours, so I talked to him really sort of, we can do because we're really good friends. And he said, don't forget to put your phone on flight mode. And I said, what for? He said, well, you know, you don't want to interfere with equipment. And I said, I tell you what, Paul, I'm going to telephone the dead. And he said, F off, you can't telephone the dead. But he goes, what planet are you on? I said, get your mobile out. So I rang Paul's mobile from my mobile. His mobile was a Samsung mobile, and I was on the iPhone. And I said, right. I said, put your phone, I mean, but a bit of feedback to start with. I said, put your phone on speaker, and I'm going to put my phone upstairs in an empty, derelict room. The room was derelict. There was nothing there apart from a plastic table. And he says, what are you going to do? I said, I'm just going to leave my phone up there, and I'm going to put mine on speaker. And while I was up there, I spoke, calling out to the spirits, and I just said to them, look, if there is anybody here, I'm going to leave my phone here for you. Come close to the phone and talk to me, you know. And I was talking to them as if I was talking to somebody in the room. Yeah, just come closer to the phone. Just see that thing there? I'm pointing to it. I said, just talk to it. I'll be downstairs, I said, on the other end, and I said, I'll be able to hear you. All right, so I'm not going to hear Paul. Oh, don't be so stupid. I said, no, seriously, Paul. I said, we're going to get voices come through this. So that's what we did. I went downstairs and we recorded what happened. Now, what you will hear is Now, bearing in mind, the place is derelict. There is no electricity sockets upstairs that work. There are barely any light switches upstairs that work. That room certainly didn't have any. There was nothing in that room apart from a plastic table. You will hear a television program. You will hear me talking to whoever's in that room, and you will hear a male voice respond to me. You will also hear that it turns the television down on command. The volume levels go up and down. Now, we recorded this and it was sent to Samsung. It was sent to iPhone, Apple. It was also sent to our telephone providers. O2 got a copy of that, and so did Paul's. I think he was on 3 Network at the time. And we all spoke to, he spoke to all their telephone geeks, you know, the geeks, because we wanted to know, was this interference? We even checked the television listings page to see if these films were on that night, and none of them were. But yeah, the IT departments, if you like, cannot tell us why we were getting this cross interference. But I'm going to play it for you. You can have a look at it.
I'd just like to add, before Viv does, this place that she did this experiment is unbelievably haunted. The stuff that's gone on there that I've witnessed over the years is just blown. More stuff there, I think, than anywhere for me. It just blew my socks off. And
everybody there was a handful of people there that night, and everyone that attended, we were all in the same room. There was nobody walking around. There was nobody outside. We were all in the same room watching this thing happen. And I've never been able to replicate it either. So have a look and see what you think. I won't play it all. I'll play part of it. So bear with me while I get to sharing my screen. And I'll switch this on. Bear with. I'm on my own Facebook page, just in case you're wondering. If you want to watch this again, you'll be able to see it. Is it a good film, Bob?
Upstairs. Listen.
So that music's come from a Phantom TV.
Obviously a Western.
Is that a Western?
Yeah.
Listen.
Dog barking.
And a dog barking.
Horse.
Horse barking.
Yeah.
Is it a good film, Bob?
That makes sense.
Sean. Hello? Who's in there?
Me.
Yeah, but what's your name? You need to come closer to the phone.
No, I don't like that.
Can you come closer?
The hell is making that music there?
That's a film.
That sounds a film, I can tell you.
Benign.
That's loud, isn't it? You can hear that.
It's German as well. He wants to go off.
Is it a war film?
It's German, this one. I've got an idea.
Is that a German film?
Yeah. Bob, are you German? No? No, okay. Do you like German? Bob, do you like German? Because we can't understand it.
Story's too full. Yes, yeah.
Can you turn it down a bit, Bob?
Turn it up so you can hear it.
Is it a horror film, Bob? In German? A horror film in German? Okay. Oh, thanks for turning that down. Shall we have a chat now? So, tell me about 2010. Oh, thanks. But no, I can hear you now. Yeah. Is there somebody upstairs with you, Bob? Is there somebody in the bath? No, not in the bath. Are you on your own? Have you just turned the telly over? What? Have you just turned the telly over? Yeah. Is this a better channel?
Someone go to the bottom of the stairs, see if you can hear that.
I do apologise for my text messages coming up there, everyone.
Just see if you can hear TV.
Because we want to know what you're watching. Do you know what it's called? Tell us what it's called.
That is insane.
That's English now.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is, yeah.
Are you watching the news?
No, he's watching... Are you watching a horror film? Can you turn it up a bit so we can hear a bit more?
Sound is real.
No, it's not. Has everybody had enough of listening to this? Bob? Bob? Have you had your tea tonight? What did you have for dinner? What did you have for dinner? Can you tell me? What did you have for dinner? Turn the telly down. Can you turn the telly down? Go on, turn the telly down a bit.
There is an old telly up there. Ancient telly, did you see it? You know that coffee thing? In the corner.
I wonder if somebody should go up to that room to see if they can hear the TV. Yeah. Oh, you like that?
I've been up there, really.
Sure, you go.
I would do.
Tina started to go and she heard somebody coming down. So
I can go up there.
Shall we send somebody up, Bob?
fuck off. It wasn't nice, isn't it?
I don't think you said that. Have you got a newspaper there, Bob? Can you tell me what the date is on the newspaper? Turn the telly down. Those kids are too noisy for me. Thank you. Right, and you. What date does it say on the newspaper? Can you have a look? Okay. Turn the telly down. I'm going to stop this now, guys. That's weird. Did you enjoy that? Right. So that was my telephone experiment that we did, and we cannot explain the TV. We cannot explain him even turning the channels over. There was direct contact with him where he told me his name was Bob. He turned the volume of the television down on cue. And this, the telephone experiment with our mobile phones, I've used it and I've done it since. And I know that the guy at Castle, where were we? Codner Castle.
Codner. He
then was raving on about it and was getting other teams to do it. And they've never had anything like that since. And I just think that it's something that when people tell you, so long as it's not in a controlled area, I think it's something that everyone can do. We all have a mobile phone. I was lucky that I have free calls. Paul had free calls. So that those calls to one another never even cost us anything. But the fact that we was able to control the people where they were, you heard them, somebody said that there's an old, mega old TV unplugged. You know, we have a plug on it in the corner of the room. Well, I didn't see it. So yeah, that this telephone experiment is nothing new. But since that, people have seen and heard about that, it's brought it more to the forefront. We have technology in our hands, and when we're told we're not supposed to use it, and it all depends on circumstance. I mean, if I was doing a more serious investigation, that wouldn't have happened. We did do that, which led to another serious investigation for Paul, not so much for me, but for Paul, who wanted to go back and do more experiments with it to see if we could get, you know, the TV, you know, it wasn't just speaking to a spirit, it was hearing what was going on in that room around him. I've just thought, this is just amazing, you know, and, you know, I've used it ever since, sort of thing, in, you know, in the right place. Over to you, Dan. Anybody got any questions about it? God, I see all these things come.
I was just going to say that that whole building itself, which is like, it's a very, very old farmhouse, isn't it? Or two farmhouses, one big farmhouse split into two separate places. The evidence that place offered up was just phenomenal. That was where we heard the woman singing, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a horse name. Yeah, I think that was on a TV.
I think that was the movie. Yeah, I think that was the movie, Chantal, yeah. It was incredible, yeah, it's incredible.
Well, shit. That's what I thought. No Tinder request. No, get on Netflix and watch the Tinder Swindler. You know, on Tinder. Tindler.
That's a new one, isn't it?
Tindler. That's what I'm on. This is super creepy, I'm not going to lie. It was a bit.
I had a very good birthday. Thank you very much, Lois. Thanks, everybody that sent in or sent me birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. Thank you all. It was lovely.
She's a sweetie, isn't she, Lois?
She's lovely. Lois is lovely.
Von says, wow.
As is Von.
Enda says, wow. I love it when they chat in the.
It's brilliant, isn't it? That was bizarre. That's amazing.
Yeah, they wanted me to go upstairs and talk to him upstairs. We've already been upstairs. I said somebody else got up, but no one would go upstairs to check.
I was going to say, did anybody go up or not?
No, well, I had to go up afterwards to retrieve my phone after saying goodbye to Bob. Yeah, they were all like, "Oh, I'm not going up there." It was quite funny.
Go call those ghost hunters. So yeah, there are other experiments that we've all done over the years, and
yeah.
Another good one that you've done is the Gansfield, which is a good one.
Yeah. Oh, I did that. I did that on recently, a couple of weeks ago, actually, and I did the Gansfield. What the Gansfield experiment is Team Spirit app is really good. Brian Holloway apps are really good. See, this is not an app. This is a telephone call. Yeah. Not sure on apps to be 100%. We've had some good hits on apps, but
there's a couple that I like, but overall I'm not really big on them.
Oh, Ender's got a question.
Oh, go for it, Ender.
Go for it, Ender. Yeah, that was just a phone call. I'll just leave the phone. No. So the Gansfield experiment is where you take away all your senses. Oh, the questions come up. Hang on.
Oh, okay.
I've opened doors and there's been nobody there.
Yeah, I have as well. I think that seems to stem from the old. Once you open the door to a vampire, that's it. You've given it free run to stand. I think it comes from that type of thing. I don't believe.
Oh,
in that
thanks,
at all.
Lois. Oh, she's a lovely Lois. I love her. Not in a
Yeah,
lesbian
Lois
way,
is
though.
great.
No.
Lois is lovely.
I love her this much. If I love her this much, then it will be a lesbian thing. But it is this much because I'm not. Anyway, I digress. So at Gansfield.
Gansfield. Go on,
Gansfield. So you take away all your senses. So your eyes are covered, but they're covered with. I've still got them here from when I was in. I lost my mask, so I ended up with you can see here the ping pong balls, and they've got all the tape all over them. So we were taping these over our eyes. So if you can imagine that taped to your head, so you can see some kind of light through the eyeball. We then were playing white noise, pink noise, blue noise, brown noise.
Love you too, Lois. We love you.
So we were doing all these different coloured noises because there are different tones. It's not just all white noise. We used lots of different tones. So we were using that and playing that into our ears. And then on top of that, we have a very bright white flashing light. Now, it didn't matter. It was being shone in our eyes. It didn't matter because our eyes were protected by these ping pong balls. And what the idea is, either you clear the room or somebody sits by the side. One person. We decided to clear the room. We didn't actually clear the room. We sat this guy in a prison cell. It wasn't the cell itself. It was the corridor to the right outside a prison cell. And rather than he thought that I was sitting beside him, I didn't. I cleared it and went up to the next floor. So he was down there on his own. And what the idea is, it brings you as close as to what a medium would witness and see. So a medium who sees might see in shadows, might see them in a fully formed person. So if you're scared of shadow people, don't do this experiment because you will see people, hopefully, walk past you or come very close to you in the form of a shadow through these. You might hear talking or other things through the white noise. So you're supposed to say what you're feeling and what you're seeing and what you're experiencing. Well, this guy who we put in this corridor, he thought I was there and he thought I was walking around. And so he didn't pay too much attention to it. I was up on the first floor. So when you see that episode come out, you'll see it. You heard that we left a camera on him. The camera recorded footsteps walking right up to him, which he thought was me because he was seeing through this. And then he started talking to me, thinking it was me. It's not. It's whatever is there. He didn't say he heard anything through the earphones. So you don't always hear anything, but you might just see or you might just hear. And we've had incidences where... See you later, Lois. We've had people screaming, women screaming. We've had women screaming. We've had all sorts happening. We've had things coming very quickly, very close, right up to your face like that. And you think there's somebody standing right in your face when you lift your mask off or peel your ping pong balls off to find that there's nobody there. It's quite unnerving. So, yeah. So if you've got off a nervous disposition,
don't do it.
Yeah,
disposition, yeah. No.
Don't do it. But it's a very good experiment. And, you know, Dan, when we go out, you'll be having that ping pong ball or grasshopper. Remember grasshopper?
Grasshopper. Oh, yeah.
Grasshopper. So you'll be doing that experiment because I think it's a useful one to do.
Yeah. Another experiment I like, which is along similar lines, is the one with when you get noise cancelling earphones and you put them in, you can plug them into a ghost box, and then what happens is relevant questions are asked, and then what you do is you regurgitate what the ghost box is saying, and a lot of the time you can find that a lot of the answers of the words that you're saying are relevant to the questions that are being asked.
Yeah.
Blindfolded, you have to be noise cancelling earphones, can't hear anything. And then you repeat the questions that are asked, you repeat the answers to whoever. And you do get a lot of hits.
Enjoy your kinky time at the desk, Lois.
Yeah.
50 Shades of Lois. Bless her.
Yeah.
Could be.
Who knows, Enda? It's possible. Who knows?
Yeah, a lot of them
Yeah.
don't see. I mean, because I'm medium. I am a trained medium for many years, properly in churches, circles, all the rest of it. It is a little bit different from me than it would be, let's say, for Dan. Like, I'll get them rush in, and it will be like lots of them at once, and it's overwhelming. But when Dan does it, he would see and hear things slightly different than me. It's strange how that works, but you know, for somebody that's not medium, like Dan, for example,
it's a totally different experience.
It's fantastic experience. So
that's a good question, Enda. And to be honest, I really wouldn't know, but I would never go near a jinn.
I don't think they are. I think jinn's completely different, Dan. Yeah, because when I was talking to that sound man
no. What I mean is, I wouldn't go anywhere near a jinn. I wouldn't deal with that kind of spiritual energy. It's not
because don't
for
forget,
me, not for the faint.
Jinn is for one,
Arabic,
it's ancient. It's very, very, very old, and I believe that jinns were at some point were summoned. I know temples and things were built for certain jinns to appease them. The sound man was talking about when he was in the Middle East and he was out in the sand on dirt bikes, and they'd gone out into the desert a little bit, and they were in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the town was just there. They could see the lights, you know, they weren't that far away. But he saw in the distance, and he said he'll never forget it. You know, the long white, looks like a dress, but it's not. It's like a long white robe.
Like the robes that the people wear.
And he had a white thing on with the rope thing around it. He said he saw it quite clearly. He said he was in the distance. Excuse me. He said he's in the distance. He said, and he was running towards them. He said, and they were laughing at him. Like, look at that silly old fool over there running like that. Where's he coming from? But when they realised how fast he was running, no human being could have run that fast. He said, I said, what did you do? He said, well, we turned around on our bikes and we head back to town. He said, there's no way I was going to stand there waiting to meet him because that was jinn. He said, I swear blind, that was jinn. And I said, look, if you mess with a jinn, there's no name what will happen to you. I've seen someone possessed in India, and it wasn't like you think and what you see in the films. It was worse. So jinn is, I don't know. I think they're very, very powerful. No, and because it's Middle Eastern and it's so old, no.
They're like ancient earth energies, aren't they? They're like a spirit that's, as you say, they're conjured from somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we'll do it. Definitely. We'll come and see you anyway. We'll be seeing you anyway. Hello, Bri.
Hope you're good. Hope all's good.
Ooh. Are souls lost? What is your definition of a lost soul? Because everyone's definitions are completely different. So this lost soul thing is like...
I don't know if souls are lost, to be honest. I think souls
I don't think so.
I think they know where they are, but I think that sometimes they can be confused. But I don't think they're lost. I think that they're in that field where, call it God or what have you, is always monitoring their actions and knows exactly what's happening at any given time. There's always that earth energy with them. Oh no, jinn! I think they are. No, they're real.
Yeah,
I believe them to be real.
They do exist.
And I'll be honest with you, they terrify me. I wouldn't go near one. And when somebody said to me, "We're going to go jinn, like looking for jinn," no, thank you. And of course, that's where we get the modern day genie idea from, isn't it?
Yeah.
The gin in a bottle, you know, the genie in a bottle.
Gin. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Sorry, I'm pronouncing your name properly, and I'm calling you Enda. I hope that's the proper pronunciation. I'm sorry if it's not. Please forgive me if it's not.
Unless it's mixed with tonic.
Tonic every.
Thank you, William.
No,
my belief
exactly,
as well.
William. Me too. Me too.
Yeah, just like that man on the watching the telly talking to me. He wasn't lost or trapped or anything. He was just there, and I was right time, right day, conditions were right, and we had a chat while he was watching telly. He did sound like it. He had mental health issues, like slow.
Yeah,
he was a slow person, but we did have a decent conversation through that. It was amazing.
I agree with that, Chantal.
Unicorns exist.
Please God, no, and I hope I never ever do. I want nothing to do with gin. Nothing. I wouldn't even know where to start with gin. The power of them is just immense.
Yeah.
Godlike energy, I guess. Really, it's just terrible. We would perceive it as that, but it's no. You can keep your gin. Thank you very much. I'll stick with the ghosts and the spirits. Not doing gin. I've got a lot of respect for them though, and I'd like, it's good learning about them.
Meditations were back seeking spirit. There are ancient spirits about, and I believe that they get stronger over time.
Yeah.
Do you know what? There's well, I don't think it exists anymore. I think ISIS did destroy it. But there was a temple. Better, there was a temple built to worship and celebrate Beelzebub. Now, throughout history, people will tell you now Beelzebub is a demon, but Beelzebub was an actual god that was celebrated, and they used to go there and bring offerings and rejoice and pray to Beelzebub, and it was a revered being that they celebrated. It's just what the Western culture have added their bit on it to control people. Do you know what I mean? So whatever you've read, whatever you learn, I think if you can't accept it, then don't accept it. But if you read it, you can't believe everything you read until you've been there and seen it for yourself.
Definitely not.
Take it with a pinch of salt, because you'll see people will tell you that this is this and this is that. Somewhere in the middle is the truth. And that's how you got to, until you've actually physically been there and gone and seen it, just take things with a pinch of salt. You're all entitled to your own opinions and facts. No one can take that away from you.
No.
Ever.
And do you know what a witch said to me? And she's a real witch, and she used to run a coven. She still runs a coven over here in Essex. And she'd give me one piece of advice once, and I thought, you know what, you're right. She said, it doesn't matter what someone's religion is or what their beliefs are. It's just different paths to the same end.
Yeah.
And that's definitely why you got to be respectful of everybody's belief system. If that's their belief system, encourage it for them, and back them up on it. No matter if it's your belief system or not, because that's what we're meant to be doing at the end of the day. We're meant to be here for each other, irrespective of people's beliefs or religions.
Yeah, I mean, it's a shame that the church.
Sorry,
yeah,
William's right.
Yeah. He's 100% right, because there's a power play thing. I mean, if you go back to England, which has nothing to do with experiments, but if you go back to England, we were always governed and ruled by Rome until Henry did what he did. Good old Henry VIII, get them Romans out of it.
What the Romans have done for us?
Yeah, apart from conquer and destroy.
Yeah.
Actually, no, they did build roads, and they brought
road
a lot of
systems,
good stuff. Yeah,
swimming pools, heated bath,
heating.
Yeah, all that. They are. That is exactly it, Brian. That's exactly it. They turn them into negative perception. People to perceive them negatively. It's like I always say. The demon is it's an ancient word, really. It derives from daemon, which is another word for deity.
Which is my son. Which is my son.
Which is your son. Which is your son. It's just different words. It's like the whole. I think it's Satan. I think it is. He was obviously one of the archangels, or he was one of God's right-hand angels, if not God's favourite, I believe. And the thing is that his name means light bringer.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, the Vatican have got the world's largest, or one of the world's largest and most powerful telescopes, called Satan.
But you know what,
So-
Dan? People say, "Oh, you know, that's demonic. That's the devil." Don't you know what? I would imagine that if I was going to see the devil, he is the greatest deceiver. Apparently, throughout the ages, is supposed to be the greatest deceiver. Would he not come in love and light?
Well,
and
yeah,
not show himself
absolutely.
as, yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's people's perceptions at the end of the day. You know, and we have to respect that.
Exactly. I'm not too. I mean, yeah, I'm weary, and I keep on my guard with things like negative energies and people perceived to be demons and that. But it's people that worry me.
Right. If demons, this is another thing. If demons are so prevalent, okay, people, especially in America, America,
True, Chantal.
They're so prevalent. In every ghost hunter's kit, then, along with their K2, their torch, their flashy light balls, their this, that, and the other, why are they not bringing holy water with them as part of their kit? If demons were such a problem, you know, crucifixes and holy water, wouldn't that be an everyday part of their equipment, Dan? I mean...
Absolutely. It's the old exorcist kit, isn't it? It's the old, you know... a lot of people believe that any kind of any energy out there, whether it's spiritual, whether it's your Aunt Doris, your Uncle Bob, what have you, passed over, they believe it to be, they're deceiving you. They're doing it. Why? To what end? What purpose? Because as far as I can see, all they're doing is, even if they are dealing you, from your point of view, you're getting positive affirmation. So I don't see the drawback on that. I don't see the drop down on that. It so happens that I believe that they are the spirit energies of people that have passed over. And the thing is, as well, that really annoys me from a pagan point of view is that when people say, "Oh, you know what? It's demon, it's negative energies, this is that," they're earth energies. They're pagan, ancient earth energies. They're spiritual energies of nature. That's what a lot of these beings are. And to term them something that they're not is just a complete insult.
It could also be Mother Earth or the Earth itself that's speaking to us on her crust, like, what are we doing, you know? And she's sending these things out, the sorts of. Anyway, we're digressing. Let's get back to experiments. So, talking of demons and the negative energies and feeling uncomfortable or somebody getting ill or whatever, I have found throughout my vast experience in ghost hunting, Dan, that when people go out, they have their camera equipment and working with the UV and everything. They use these. Now, this one is ultraviolet and infrared. I've not got, yes, I have. Let me see if I can plug it in. I don't know how well you'll see this. So this is ultraviolet and infrared. The battery will work. You won't see it because it's not light enough. No, the battery's dead.
Oh, so I thought I saw something.
Blue.
Maybe it was just a...
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, so that's the ultraviolet. If I turn this light off, it might work a bit better.
Purple haze there, blue, purpley haze, yeah.
See here, that blue haze? There you go.
Yeah.
Can't see it very well. And
That was
then
it.
you've got ultraviolet, which is the four corners. So you could use all of it if you wanted to. Now, what we're finding with these is, and I've worked with these for many years. I have a camera, I have a full spectrum camera, I have an infrared camera. And when I've worked with full spectrum and I have put the UV lights on, get nothing. When I work with infrared, things are happening. And I read a really interesting book by Barry Fitzgerald called Fracture. And it's one of those that I think a lot of people, it's one of his older books. And he ran an experiment which gave me an aha moment. And that aha moment was if you're using the UV light, it tends to push away. The spirits tend to sort of not like that. If you work in the infrared, it brings them closer. And he said that when he was in a situation in Northern Ireland with his group, and one of the mediums was having a really upsetting time and couldn't control things, they all switched on their UV lights. And just like that, she was fine. And he said it wasn't because she was unable to control it. It was the UV light that repelled whatever was going on. It went away. Doesn't like UV. And I thought that's a really interesting experiment. you know, working with UV light, working with infrared light, people are not are doing enough experimentation with these different lights. I have a green light, I have a black light, I have red light. I have so many lights that I've worked with over there, but never ever with UV have I ever in a million years caught anything. But
it's
so
like
much
anything, isn't it? It's, even with sound, people don't realise there's so many brown sound. You've got white sound, blue sound, orange sound. Such a wide spectrum of different sounds and lights that people think, oh, well, somebody's told me to buy this one. But they never ever... I used to work with a guy. I didn't work with him. I've met him a couple of times and he wanted me to do some stuff with him and I refused point blank to do it because he used to have this experiment that he used to do with light. And what it was flashing lights and it was different spectrums, but they were completely flashing. So bad enough if you suffered from... oh, where you gone? Oh, I don't know where Viv's gone. She's... Right, anyway. These lights were bad enough. Can you still see me, guys? Can you still hear me? Say yes if you can still hear me. And she's back. You're back.
I disappeared then. I don't know what happened.
Your voice is all slow, like that.
It's because I came out of Facebook. You see, I was unplugging what I was sharing.
Viv, you've been possessed. What's happened? Your voice is all funny.
How about now? Me? Yeah? Can you hear me? Hang on. Let me find a lead. Hang on.
Right. What have you done?
Hang on.
Anyway, this guy used to use different spectrums of light, and what he used to do is he would continually flash all these spectrums of light. And I said, what do you get from that? And he said, oh, I don't get anything. He said, the reason I used it, probably. The reason, it probably is. The reason I use it, he said, is because it pisses spirit off and it annoys them and it makes them become proactive and smash things and get... And he said, shall we do it? And I went, well, why would I want to do that?
Yeah.
Why would I want to... Why would I torture something? Because it was kind of, from what he was saying, it was torture.
Oh, okay. Hang on a minute.
Can everybody hear Viv fine?
Yeah, it's just you.
It was all right till you went off, Viv.
I'm back now.
Let me come off. See if I can
He's
get
paying me.
Hang on.
he's paying me back. He's paying me back now, Terry. Sorry about the hair, by the way. I have been out today at the coast with my mother. I took her to the seaside because she was a good girl.
No.
Hello?
For some reason. Your voice is coming. Is it coming through for everybody else fine, or is Viv's voice coming through slow?
It's you.
I hear you both fine. Right, hang on, I'll come off of this. Let me come off.
Dan's got an aversion to me, is what it is. He'll be back in a minute. He's very OCD. She shifted you down, yeah, I did. Where's he gone? Well, he's completely gone out. You're both fine. Thank you, Bri. I think it's just Dan. So I do apologise. Look at my hair. It's terrible. I should have brushed it before I came on here. Oh, there you go.
Back in. Oh, where you gone?
I'm here.
That's better. Yeah, that's fine now. I don't know what that was. I've done it. What's that all about?
Because I swapped sides.
Oh, well, that's better now. We're all back to normal now. That's good.
Well, I'll never be normal. You know me.
Well, no, doing this for a living, we can't be, can we? Or doing this for a hobby, we can't be. We've gone, could do one of those buttons. Yeah, so my answer to the guy was, why would I want to torment spirits? They've done nothing to me. No. Why would I do that? And that was it. I decided not to work with him and told him more or less what I thought of him. I just left it at that.
We had another experiment that we tried, didn't we, Dan? We didn't get much with it, but we've only just started using it. Was with the white noise and a spirit box. Yes, you hear voices coming through, but try and work with the Xena cards or Zena cards to see if they can tell you what you're holding. Because there's a memory bank of words, but if they're there and they can talk to you, why can't they see what you're doing? So we did play around with that for a little while, didn't we, Dan?
We did. Bryce, sorry, what was Bryce's theory? Bryce said we missed his... Oh, sorry.
What was the theory? Sorry, that's him mucking about with, oh, can't hear you.
Oh, you were the one who went off. Oh, yeah, no, it's right. Yeah, I believe everything works on frequencies. Spirits seem to appear more under high-powered pilot. Yeah, and also I believe that can have the adverse effect as well. I think that sometimes too much electricity can repel them. I know people say they're looking for energy and stuff like that, but I think
not always. Yeah.
No, do you think that like there was more ghost sightings and apparitions seen years ago, sort of pre-electricity and pre-radio waves interference? And people say, well, why are we not getting that today? And I think the only advent is things like pollution, possibly. Or like I'm talking about electrical pollution and stuff like that. Too much energy, everything's electric. I've been in a lot of pubs that are haunted, but I've yet to find activity in a pub that has lots and lots of fruit machines and what do they call them, like these jukebox type things and all that electrical equipment. The more there seems to be, the less activity I've had.
But also, Dan, you have the infrasound in a pub, because if you go down into the cellar's a very noisy place. And it is noisy because of the fans and the coolants and keeping the kegs at a certain temperature. And you'll find that most pubs in England they're terrible. Oh, it's haunted. I've seen legs go up the stairs from the cellar. And well, of course you have, because of the infrasound. It's messing with you, the person, and you're thinking that you see it.
I've got a counter argument to that, or a counter belief, that is the infrasound actually makes you see stuff that's not there, or is it the actual infrasounds that's opening up your perceptions to see what you wouldn't be able to normally see? Could
be. You know? Didn't think of that.
Could that be it? I've often wondered that one, you know. I think 5G, who knows? It could go either way, Deborah. I don't know. I mean, it'd be interesting.
Yeah,
it is. You're right, Bright. It's frequency. It's frequency. It's definitely frequency. And it's hitting that, pardon the pun, it's hitting the right note, isn't it? It's getting the right frequency. I've picked up on good audio from the spirit, what I believe to be from the spirit world, by using, of all things, one of the spirit bowls like the Tibetan monks use. Because they say that the frequency that you get them to resound at, the frequency that the universe makes. Exactly. Firming up your receptors,
Depends what receptor you're talking about with Dan.
And I picked up audio through one of those, so you get it in the right frequency. And somebody told us that this room was haunted by spirits of children, and I used it in there, and you could pick up. And it wasn't just the sound that was making that, giving the illusion that that's what it was. You could hear several different giggles and laughs and what have you coming through through the sound that was being generated by the bowl, and that's non-electrical, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's no energy. The only energy you're putting into that is the bowl itself and what you do. So it's quite interesting.
So what other experiments have you heard about, Dan? Have you heard about more experiments? What sort of experiments do you like to do?
There's so many of them out there. I like to do the one as well where I'll take a voice recorder and I'll pop it inside. Obviously, you don't turn it on, and you make sure it's unplugged, but pop it inside a microwave. Or you can buy bags now. I forget what they're called. Not Roundabout bags.
Faraday bags.
Faraday bags, like a Faraday cage. And that's what a microwave acts like as well. You put it inside there, so it cuts out any sort of exterior radio waves, so they can't pick it up. It can't penetrate those bags, and it can't penetrate the microwave. And so if you do a vigil and you ask questions, if you get something remotely like an answer on a voice recorder when it's been in a Faraday bag or it's been kept in something like a microwave, then it's like a bit of a holy grail type thing. because you shouldn't be getting it. You should not be picking that.
What
that
about
sort of
if you
stuff up.
get? What about if you get? Now this is a mistake that a lot
Dressing
of people
up.
make. They talk about their voice recordings, and there's a lot of what I call it pareidolia audio styling, where somebody hears something and somebody else hears something else.
Yeah.
So I think as well, people don't know how to listen to the equipment, or they need to work with their equipment more
I agree.
Work with it, and then they'll mess with it on Audacity and things like that.
Yeah. And you come up
and then you can't hear it.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can't hear it at all.
Exactly.
If you have to play with it and clean it up, then it's not. There's nothing.
No.
That's my attitude to it.
It could be anything, because you could be doing that yourself, couldn't you? It's like Terry says, which is the whole dressing up thing, which is the what's called the Singapore experiment, dressing up and trying to replicate a time period. Yeah, that works. I've seen that work, and then I've had times when it hasn't. But it's very hit and miss, I guess. It all depends. On.
She's bought a Faraday box.
Von, they're good. They're good.
Do you know what? All you need to do with your spirit box is, if it's one that's got an aerial, you need to dismantle the aerial and take it off. Because if it's got the aerial, it's hitting the FM frequencies that your aerial's going to be picking up, and you'll keep trying to just get rid of your aerial. So it is just continual white, kind of noise, white noise. I know that is white noise to be 100%, but there you go.
I was really lucky. I did an investigation in a cottage that was getting on for 1,000 years old, and I used the cottage itself had these metal beams put above it, because it originally was thatched, but then they wanted to put a slate roof on it because they couldn't get the insurance for the thatch. So they put a slate roof on it, and of course it needed bolstering. The only way the guy could do it was with these steel beams. And what it did, it inhibited radio frequencies. You couldn't watch a TV in there. You couldn't get any reception from a TV, or you couldn't get any reception for a radio. So it was completely out. So the guy had to set up a whole new thing to receive these frequencies. And even then it was hit and miss. But we did an investigation in there, and we got an awful lot of activity in this building where you couldn't pick up these stray radio waves. So that discounted that. Yeah. And also when we did the EVPs, we got hits on EVPs. They can't be stray radio waves. So what you're picking up is we believe that we were picking up direct from spirit.
Oh, Don, don't destroy your piece of equipment. If it looks like it's going to just leave it. Just leave it. Just don't put your aerial up. Just leave it in. Don't have it up, because you could destroy it. You could destroy your piece of equipment if you don't know what you're doing. So don't take it out. Just in case. Should be killing me otherwise. That bloody Vivian.
So there's lots of experiments out there, aren't there? There's so many that people have tried and then just got rid of on a whim. And it's like, no, keep trying them. The proof of the pudding's in the trying, I think. And if it doesn't work for the first time, carry on, see what you get.
Do you know what? Dan and I went to, for people that don't know, we go and do filming for Striking Midnight. If you haven't already, go across to Striking Midnight Paranormal on YouTube and subscribe to us. Absolutely brilliant. So funny. We're also on Facebook as well. Scroll and have a look at some of the lives that we've done, because some of them have been absolutely comedy hours.
And we're on TikTok.
Have you done any films?
My daughter's done bits on it. I mean, she's helped me with that, because I've got no idea what TikTok is. I thought it was a clock. I didn't have no idea what it was. I still think it's a clock.
She can run a TikTok page.
Well, yeah, she said she got to get on this TikTok. I said, don't you think the Chinese are watching enough of what we do with that?
But what was I gonna say? Yes, we went to a place, and we could feel the floor vibrating, and we couldn't understand for the life of us why this floor wasn't vibrating. And
this was part of the activity, wasn't it? The guy.
Yeah, the activity void vibrates. Yeah, so we had a bottle of water in our rest area. You watch the bottle of water, you can see the water vibrating. I'm thinking, I said, Dan, that's not right. I said, there's a rational explanation for this. I said, we'll find out.
There was. So
11:30, when the train stopped running, no more vibrations. So
underground.
So things as silly as a bottle of water, just like, if you're seeing that, don't go crazy. Oh, it's paranormal. look at it rationally. I mean, I was like laughing. I go, "Oh, look, Jurassic Park. You see the water sort of rippling.
It was.
Like the dinosaurs are coming." But the minute the train stopped running, no more vibrations.
No,
So.
no, not at all. Thank you, William. I'm glad you like them. Thank you. They're more like the Stooges.
I'll pay you later, William.
And more like the two Stooges, or three when we got Tony on board. And Brian, I completely agree with that. It worries me what effect it's going to have. I don't really know quite what effect 5G is going to have on the human body or spirit, but
do you know what,
it does
Dan?
worry me.
I years ago, and I think we've had a little bit of this on a spirit box where we've had two spirits totally independent from each other having an argument with each other. So the fact that they had living people sitting in the middle of it, you had this one having a right go at this one who was nothing to do with this one, and they come in at separate times. It's been so funny to experience something like that.
They get the hump with each other.
And one of them was relevant to the place that was in. The other one must have been visiting or something, because then this big argument started.
It's funny, isn't it, when they argue?
To sit and hear that, to hear the spirit actually having an argument. I don't think we taped it because we couldn't believe what we were hearing.
Do you remember when we was trying to talk to the ones in France, and I was trying to get in contact with the guy and talking to him, then his wife come along and she was having a go at him. Yeah. I was like, she was having, I said to you, didn't I? That poor bastard's been gone 1,000 years and she's still giving him earache. It was awful. The poor sod. Hiya, Bill. Hiya, Bill.
Hi, Bill. We are going to have to start recording more of these little things that happen behind the scenes that nobody gets to see. Like the spirits arguing one another. It is the most funniest thing I have ever witnessed.
Wasn't there, who caught the audio of two spirits arguing, and I'm not going to say who it was, but one of the spirits, they were downstairs in this area, this cellar, these spirits, and so they set up a voice recorder and they walked away and then they walked back again, and you could hear, "Shh, they're coming," but "Shh, they're coming." Like the spirit was talking to the other spirit, and then you heard a bang, and then the spirit turned around and went, "You're making noise, you bloody idiot," and started off.
Brilliant.
"You're making too much noise, you bloody idiot." Two spirits.
It's so funny.
It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
It's absolutely hilarious what they do.
That's cool. That's cool, Terry. That's cool when you can get them to do that. If they're kind enough to do that.
Oh, and the funny thing as well, and do you know what? If I hear somebody else swear, that's not me. I think it's the funniest thing. But to hear spirits swearing.
How often do I get told to F off?
It's just so funny. It's the funniest thing ever.
All the time. Every time. When you were with me last time, when we did that cottage, open it, "Hello, is there anybody there? F off." It told me to F off. I got called everything. I got called the Welsh bloke called me he called me a prick. Do
you know what I got called?
Go on.
And this was on a voice recorder. It was an A-class EVP. I said, "Hello, is anybody there? Can you come and give me your name?" I said, "My name's Vivian. It's so lovely to meet you."
I swear, Bill.
Played it back. "You're a COCK."
Yeah.
That's what I got called.
Yeah, yeah.
A COCK.
Well, we did one of the first interactions I had with the Ghost Box years and years and years ago. And this guy said, "Oh, look, I've got this new bit of kit. It's this Ghost Box, like I can't remember, Frank's box, I think they used to call it in them days, and which I think was the original name for it. And he got this Ghost Box working, and he said, "Is there anybody there? Could you?" And he's like, "Yes." And he's like, "Would you like to speak to anybody here?" And it had Dan. So it's Dan. I think there's somebody who wants to speak to you the other side. I got on the other side. I said, "Have you got anything to say to me?" He said, "You're a wanker."
You can't swear on here, Dan.
I know.
We can't believe it. We can't believe it.
They won't know what that. Well, they might know what that word means, but it's a very British word, isn't it? But yeah, he called me that, and it was like, "Oh dear, this is the way it's going to go, is it?"
Yeah, but if somebody swears,
I love it when they swear. It's brilliant, Bill. When they swear, it's hilarious.
But the thing is,
I've got called that as well, Bill.
If you get sworn at, then some people say, "Oh, that's negative." Why are they not tying up? you know, I don't think it is negative. I just think it's cantankerous.
It's a very British thing. It's a very
Yeah.
British thing, isn't it? If you see your mate, hello, you old whatever, how you going, you old, and you do it, and it's like a term of endearment, isn't it? So it could be somebody from the other side saying, "Who knows you? Who's a friend?"
You've got to
It
stop
could be.
investigating tough neighbourhoods.
Yeah, it's rough
Oh.
numbers. It's Bill William, rather. It is.
Do you know what? I'd love to hear them. If it's spirits of old coming in to sort of communicate, how would they swear at you? You know, would they say
brilliant.
words like codswallop and poppycock? And is that their terminology to swear? You know, you don't hear that anymore. And I think it's because we're not looking for it.
And then one spirit asking another, "Who the hell are you?"
Yeah, excellent. That's brilliant. I'll tell you what,
Terry caught this on. I think, didn't you catch this on EVP, Terry? I think, yeah, because I've heard that one. I think I've heard it. I think, yeah. Young ears are present. They're not yours though, Gary, are they? Let's be frank. You're like me. Our ears ain't young anymore.
Poor Gary. I think his ears are bleeding. Well, I bet his Gary's ears are bleeding. Bless him.
Give him a phone call at some point. I need to catch up with him.
So, right, human pendulums. I'm going to touch on this very, very briefly because I do not like human pendulums. The reason why, it is a gimmick used by showmen, and it's been used for many, many, many years. It's not anything new, but when you stand and do it on your own, stand still with your eyes shut and try and keep your balance central, you can't. So yes, you're going to start swaying and doing all this sort of thing. So it is an entertainment piece. I'm sorry, you cannot take that seriously. What's he Bill saying?
He was called a slut one time. They knew him well.
Yeah, but was he wearing his dog collar at the time?
True, that's true.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't take offence at being called that. But I mean, you know what? Let them.
I love it.
Yeah, it is.
So the human pendulum, while people use it as experiments, that's up to them, you know, but it has been scientifically proved that it's nothing, you know. It's your
body, isn't it? When your eyes are closed, your body's trying to get its gravitational, you know, it's trying to find its balance. It's trying to, yeah, exactly. It's gravitational pull in all directions. It's like, just get your balance, but
no collar. It was your day off.
No collar. I've never believed in a human pendulum.
Yeah,
no,
good
I've
for you,
never
Von.
either.
Good for you, Von.
But that's, I mean, the thing is, people that have never come across it before, it's like anything, isn't it? It's like, oh, I wonder what this is, you know. And then when you see it being done, you think, well, that's the biggest loads of codswallop I've ever seen in my life.
I have an experiment that I'm going to be doing later on in the year that I don't think anyone has done before. Well, they might have done, and I don't know about it. But the experiment, and I don't mind telling you guys because Dan is my guinea pig. I am getting hold of a straitjacket, and Dan will be wearing it and left to sit in the corner for half an hour with cameras, voice recorders, all.
Straight blanket for me.
No, straight jacket. Because, like in the days of old, if you were insane or whatever, you'd be in the sanatorium, let's use that word rather than the nut house, and you'd be put in a straitjacket.
That's
so
TB, isn't it? A sanatorium.
Do what?
That's for TB, isn't it? A sanatorium.
Oh, I don't know.
I hope I don't get TB.
An asylum.
You don't want to give me TB, do you? To see what?
See what happens.
See what happens.
But yeah, just like these little things where, you know, it's part of dressing up, but it's not really dressing up. It's making it look like to spirits in the vicinity. There's somebody escaped from the nut house. What do we do? You know, do they have a conversation with each other about somebody sitting there dressed as in a straitjacket? It's just a bit of fun. It's just an experiment, you know, but it's one that we're going to try. I might leave you with this.
If you don't try them, you don't get anything, do you? It's worth. You never know. Unless you try, you'll never know. And that's the thing. And because it doesn't work the first time, doesn't necessarily mean it's not going to work again.
He's already possessed.
Yeah. We're all right over here, Brian, because possession's 9/10 of the law.
Yeah. Only half hour.
Only half hour.
All right, I'll give you half hour.
Just come back for another half hour. Yeah, I can imagine that.
Or it goes quiet. Yeah, I can imagine that as well.
I don't need to. She comes up with these on her own. She's got these wacky, weird, wonderful, wacky things on her own. She comes. It doesn't need me to influence her, Von. She's terrible at it, mate.
Yeah. Do you know what? Dan said to me, he said he wants to go out investigating, but he wants to go to church, but he wants something different. I'm thinking, oh God, church different. And I thought, oh no, I found this church that has a wax effigy in it. So we decided to go and see this wax effigy, see what that's about, find out about the history. We did a little bit of investigating around the wax effigy in the church. But it's only when we come out of the church, it really kicked off with seeing things I've never, ever seen before in my life. It was frightening. No, I won't kid you. I was really scared. So if you see that live, none of it is faked. I was absolutely...
That's true, Terry.
Yeah, absolutely bricking it. And Dan was, encouraging it. And it was one of these things that I really regret taking Dan to and going through that. But we've been back since a few times, and we will go back.
Yeah, no. It's an interesting place.
Looking into the unusual as well is sometimes part of the course as part of your experiments. We since found out that we were the first people to investigate there, which answers a lot. But I will never forget that night, what I saw, what I experienced, and what I felt. Dan, on the other hand, I don't normally see something, but that was as clear as day. But did you film it?
Brilliant.
No.
Brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant.
They
were looking at me. I was calling it over, and they're looking at me like, he's a bit simple, isn't he? Does he know what we are? That fat one's a bit moron. What we are? He's got no idea, has he?
Shall I show him what we saw? Hang on, I'll go and get it.
It's very similar to this, isn't it, Viv? It was creepy. I think I saw a couple of them, maybe 3, and Viv saw 4, I think. You've got to go back and look at it. It's brilliant. The one with the coffin that Terry's on about. We were doing a thing for charity, and we were trying to replicate an experiment in a jail. And it was in the hangman's. It was in the condemned cell. And the idea was 2 of us were going to sleep in the cells overnight. Then we were going to be taken out to a scaffold, fake hanged or fake hung, and then brought back in and put into coffins, locked down into the coffins in the cell. There you go. That was what it looked like. That was what they looked like. And that's why I bought that, because
it's exactly what it looked like. But this was all rags, and this was grey during the day. It was grey. There was no face, no bit inside like that, no
weird.
Hands. That is exactly what we saw.
It was exactly.
I don't know where you got these from, but that was just amazing, Dan.
It's fortuitous, isn't it? That's what we thought. But yeah, so we went back, didn't we? And we were going to do. Do you remember that the whole coffin lockdown thing with me and Gray?
Oh God!
But it didn't come off in the end, because I think people say, well, you know what, it could be a bit dodgy, and they were going to lock us in the cells, in their coffins, and see if we got any activity whilst everybody was on the outside. But it just fell through in the end, because it was a bit dangerous, I think people said. But there's lots of people, aren't there, over the years that have locked themselves down in coffins and even been buried alive.
Yeah.
To try and replicate some form of experiment.
Yeah, there are some extreme experiments coming with me and Dan. Some that we can talk about, some that we can't. Some will be experimenting with food. No, it's not a cookery show. It's food in the paranormal. Seriously, it does have an effect on the human body. We do react in different ways according to what we eat. So that's something else that we are going to be looking into at some point, aren't we, Dan?
Yeah, lots and lots of stuff coming up, isn't there? Obviously, with the cold weather in my foot, we're not been able to get out much, but it's healing really well now. So it shouldn't be too long. The good weather's coming. We've already lined up a few investigations, and we're off to do an investigation with another team. We've been kindly asked by another team to come along onto one of their venues, and we're doing that that's April, isn't it? But we've got stuff going on before that. We've got stuff coming up in March.
Chantel, wait till you get over here. It don't work over here either. Trust it, honestly.
True. I had a hearse and I had 2 coffins in the back, and yes, I did sleep in. If it's good enough for the monsters, it's good enough for us.
I could just imagine Warbill doing that out in Atlanta. It would be like anything goes over there. You know, they don't bat an eyelid.
Care, no.
But
yeah, there's lots of things that affect the paranormal, Von. Lots of different things
yeah,
that you do to your body that can put you in the right position or frame of mind, or can even throw you into the wrong frame of mind, so you can perceive negative aspects of it as well. So, yeah, it's interesting.
even to the point where, you know, you have a bottle of water, the plastic that your bottle, you know, when you buy a bottle of water from the shop, and those little drinking bottles of water, you don't know how long that's been sitting in that shop, and that plastic container can also have an effect and do something to the water and affect you on an investigation.
Well, that plastic breaks down, doesn't it? It becomes part of the liquid, doesn't it?
Yeah. So Terry talks about mushrooms.
Mushrooms, yeah. I had a friend who used to drop them. He wasn't a ghost hunter. He was actually a rock guitarist, and he used to drop them. And he swore that the stuff that he saw was interdimensional. He said, "No, these aren't hallucinations." He said, "These are like interdimensional things that he was seeing." And I couldn't argue because I've never done that. So
then Jim Morrison, wasn't he a mushroom LSD type person? And his music came from doing that sort of thing. So
yeah, it's
we're not condoning it though. You know, stay off the mushrooms.
No. Although they're doing the thing now, aren't they? Which they said that they've had really, really good results with turning down people's depression and even eradicating it using what they call I think it's microdosing of the something to do with the chemicals of the mushrooms. It really works well on people.
Yeah.
I don't think they would, Bill, would they?
I wouldn't either. Oh,
that'd be a cool car to have the hearse, wouldn't it? That'd be a cool vehicle to own.
Has anybody got any questions about the experiments, about the film that we showed earlier on? Anybody want to know anything? I mean, if anyone that hasn't seen the film, honestly, watch this back. You won't be disappointed. This film is crazy. I can't explain it. Or you can go on my Facebook and you can see it back on there.
Do you know what? Sorry, I've heard that before.
Chantal. Lettuce. What? Really?
It's all water, isn't it?
No. Can't just dull your senses, surely. Mushrooms.
That's true as well. Chantal, I've heard that before. People have used it, and it's helped them with the chemo and stuff. And also, I've heard that the thing is, well, when people have big operations and they smoke it or take it, it dulls the pain senses, receptors. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, definitely. You know, nature has got the answers to everything. It's just when we pulls about with it, we tend to ruin it.
You can always watch it back, Wild Bill. Honestly, it's worth seeing. It is,
Bill. It's worth looking at.
So we got literally 6 minutes left, Dan. Been on an hour and a half. God, don't we rabbit?
Oh yeah, and we say nothing.
We're supposed to be talking about experiments, but we always tend to go down different rabbit holes.
That's a good point, Brian. Brian's made a good point. It's true.
You know, there's Dawn. I know Dawn. She's a veggie.
That's because I haven't got the energy to get off the sofa, Brian.
Well, Dawn goes out investigating.
She does, but then she eats a lot of crap as well, doesn't she? I know it's veggie and it's not actual meat, but she does eat a lot of rubbish. Hey, if it works for you, personally, I see nothing wrong with it, to be honest.
I bought my mum some THC in this form. It's pure THC. And she's had it 2 years now. She's hardly used a little bit because she said she was in that much pain she couldn't walk. So I bought this for her. I said, Mum, use this. And she used it. She jumped up out of bed doing jumping jacks, telling my husband, look, Andy, I can do jumping jacks. And clearly she's high. My husband, because he's so anti-drugs, when I got in the car, I'll tell you, he gave me a mouthful. What are you giving your mum drugs for? I said she was in pain, because over here it's still illegal.
Yeah, badly.
Mm.
It's true. Why do we keep it? In actual fact, they did research, didn't they, on this recently, and they were saying that the amount of land that you need to grow all these crops is more damaging to the environment than breeding animals for the food chain is. So yeah.
Do you know what? If these vegetarians came, because you said care so much for animals, why do they keep eating their food? If these vegetarians care so much for animals, why do they read books? Because their bones are made to use glue.
There's lots of things, isn't there, that they do.
Yeah.
I think it's, it's all very well, being having a responsibility for animals and stuff like that. But I ain't stop eating meat. I love meat.
Yeah, I do. Look for Delta 8. I hear you can get that. I don't know what that is. Delta 8. It's Delta the airline. I know about that.
Oh, that sounds like something. Oh, wonder if that's illegal over here then. Nothing's legal over here. You can't even go in and get 2 packets of bloody headache tablets without showing them your ID.
Oh yeah, you've got to be over 16.
Tablets.
Illegal, yeah.
It is a shame because there are so many people that could benefit from it, But I guess over here, they're not taxed it, have they? So
yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, I think it should be. I don't think. I mean, personally, I don't take any of that. But I think people that suffer with illnesses or pain, then what harm does it do to let them have it? Just let them have it, for God's sake.
Yeah. If it was illegal, I would have tissue for my rheumatoid too. It's sold where they sell CBD. Okay, so in the States, they could get it over there, but we couldn't get that here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not even allowed the pure CBD over here, are we? We've got to have the watered down version, haven't we?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good, Chantal. That's good. That's good.
So, experiments. I hope we've enlightened you to some of our experiments that we use. Some little ones, some that we can tell you about. I know Dan likes dressing up when he can, or playing music. Because sometimes that can spark things off, can't it, Dan? So
yes, yeah, and it's for nothing else, if you're in the right place in the dark and you play music that is relevant to that time era that you're trying to replicate, it can be bloody creepy.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I do, Terry. I do remember that very well. Yes, I remember that.
I'll tell you something about Fort Halstead.
I remember that, Terry.
We heard footsteps, and while everyone was made to watch a fake medium, I heard the footsteps, and being the investigator I am,
that's fun.
And I was big and brave in the dark, big girl pants on, I ran after the footprints with my little camera, snapping pictures as I went along. So wherever I heard the footprints, that was the direction I was going, snapping pictures, till I came to a crate, somewhere where I couldn't go. On those photographs, there was a picture, a man behind the crate with a beard and moustache, but with a turban on. And then it transpired that the Indian Army did help the British, and they were stationed over there. They were doing something over there with the British, but there was a man wearing a turban, and I could not believe it. It was the first Sikh paranormal Sikh spirit that I actually ever photographed.
I do, Gary.
He's on Facebook. If you go check Facebook out, Dan is wearing a multicoloured wig.
Rotham's the only place that does, Terry. Actually, I like the Andrews sisters. They were good, the Andrews sisters. We had a version over here, didn't we? I can't think what they were called. Something like they tried to replicate the Andrews. Not as good as the Andrews sisters. The Andrews sisters were brilliant.
Yeah. Viv
likes balls in front of her eyes.
I think my Facebook faux profile is the ball thing.
Right. It's exactly right, Bill. Exactly right.
So, it was lovely talking to you all.
It was lovely this evening to chat.
Yeah. What do you want to talk about next week? Or does anybody have a subject?
You lot out there.
Yeah, pick a subject and let's chat about this next week. I better go quiet now. We've asked them to come up.
Or we'll have 15,000 subjects come up. The first one that comes up, we'll talk about.
Yeah, within reason. And if nobody picks a subject, we'll pick one.
Food.
We haven't done that experiment yet.
Multiverse. Is there a God?
Let's do that.
Charles Rudd, near-death experiences. I did work for a doctor who studied those, did field studies on those. He was a surgeon, and well, let's just say the stuff that he came back with was very hard to argue against. I couldn't find, not that I'm versed in it, but I couldn't find any way to argue with him on the topic. And yeah, very real. In fact, somebody me and Terry work with had NDE, which is quite interesting.
There's somebody that you know very closely that's had a near-death experience, was dead for 15 minutes.
He was.
And he woke up. He woke up on the gurney when he was being wheeled to the mortuary to go in the freezer. And he sat up as he was being wheeled down. He sat up, looked at the bloke, and said, "Who the F are you?" And the bloke just dropped everything and ran, left him there. So
the paramedic had to go and check, didn't he, and make sure it was him.
Well, it was
he was alive, could he?
It was the porter who was taking him down to.
Oh, was it? I thought it was Didn't the paramedic come back to check on him to make sure that it was, because he thought, when I brought you in, you were dead.
Yeah,
when I brought you in, you were dead. What are you doing?
That's right.
Get back there. What are you doing? Get back.
There's also someone in the chat that has now had an NDE. Is that you, Gary? I think that's Gary. So we can. Should we talk about that? We can talk about that.
Yeah. And then the week after, I like the multiverse theory, Chantel. I like that.
Should we do multiverse?
Yeah, or NDE. I don't mind. What do you want? What you fancy? NDE or multiverse?
Who came first? Chantel. Multiverse.
Chantel did. We can do NDEs the week after, can't we?
Yeah.
Or
we'll do that
at some point, can't we? Which is good.
So
multiverse theories are very intriguing.
We'll do that, and then on the week after, we'll do near death. And just before we go, I just want to let you know.
Von's husband had an NDE.
Oh, do you know we should get people on that's had one next week.
That would be interesting to speak to people that have had them.
Yeah.
To find out.
What was I going to say? Oh, Chantel, that guy that you've recommended, we do have him. So he will be coming on.
Thanks, Chantel.
At some point. Yeah, so thank you for that. A big thank you to you.
Yeah, thank you. It's amazing. Thank you.
So, so we're going to be talking about multiverse then next week. I better get swatting up, I suppose, wouldn't I? No, I think
it's interesting. It's really, you'll be fine. It's an interesting subject. Really interesting subject. So's the NDE stuff, though.
Yeah, we'll do a bit.
Bill had one as well.
Shall we do both? Like the first half, we'll do a full 2-hour show. And we'll do an hour of multiverse, and then we'll go into near death. And anyone that wants to come on and talk about their experience of a near death experience.
I was with somebody that was passing away, and they were only a little way away from passing away, and they were speaking to their family while I was in the room, and they even grabbed hold of me, and were getting frustrated because I couldn't see what they could see. I couldn't see it, and they're going, "It's there, they're there. Look at it," and it's like, I can't see anything. And then I twigged, "Oh yeah, they're there. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? You know, trying not to put more panic in."
So next week, then. We'll do that next week.
Yeah.
So all right then. Well, thank you once again to everyone in the chat. Thank you.
We are on tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Channel on Simply Spooky. We've got a guest on tomorrow night.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. Lovely lady. She'll be coming on tomorrow night to speak. So look forward to that. And she's very interesting. And if you like nature spirits, you'll be very interested in this lady. So that's all I'm going to say. So come on and have a listen to her and put your questions across for her. I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any questions you've got. Right, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Have a fantastic week. Stay safe, everybody. We love you.
And happy Valentine's for yesterday. We love you.
Happy Valentine's, everybody. Take it easy, guys. Love you all, and we'll speak to you soon.
Bye.
Bye.